We're here, guys. We are so close. So close to knowing whether or not God has forsaken our team for one more year or whether we will be saved by a king who can play quarterback for us. Unless you believe Prince Zach Wilson is just a king in waiting. All right. It's been a while since I've done a podcast with you guys, so good to see you.
Perfect timing, draft day.
Yeah. Well, almost draft day.
Almost draft day.
If anybody's watching on That's Good Broncos, make sure you go subscribe to Let's Talk Broncos so you can see these three wonderful people talk about the Broncos and do other shit over there. What were you guys feeling? I know we're gonna do some mock drafts today. We're gonna talk about who the Broncos could pick at 12. We've done a lot, but now it's real. We'll see how things shake out a little bit. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but what were you guys' thoughts about the Broncos signing Zach Wilson yesterday? And tell me why you think it signifies that we are in an even deeper level of hell than we might have even thought.
Because if the Broncos don't draft a quarterback, Zach Wilson is their starter. Probably, I think that's enough.
I will. No, he's maybe the backup.
So. I think so. I think it's very possible. I guarantee you, if they don't draft a quarterback, that's at least a camp battle. I think that it's very, very possible that Zach Wilson is your starter next year. And to your Jarrett Stidham point, you know what the issue is that we even have to argue whether Zach Wilson is the starter or not with Jarrett Stidham. That's the issue. So, I mean, I think it's pretty much just insurance in case they don't draft a quarterback with a first-round pick. If they go out there, or a second-round pick, but if they go out there and draft a fifth-round quarterback, that's still not doing much for me. It's not at all. That guy's not starting next year. That guy's not winning football games this year for us, probably. So I would say that it is just insurance. It's in case the Broncos can't land that guy. And if they can't land that guy, yeah, I mean, hey, it's a little spooky, scary.
Do you guys think that takes any pressure off of Sean Payton and the Broncos organization to not have to chase a quarterback then by having Zach Wilson? Or are you viewing Zach Wilson as a nothing and it's just sort of in the ether?
Same. I think it's both. He is an absolute nothing burger, but you do need two quarterbacks on an NFL roster. This is your second one. Yes, I'm aware Ben DiNucci was technically on the roster beforehand. There's a reason his last, 3 years have been spent either on a practice squad or on the Seattle Sea Dragons. Like there's good reason for that.
He played pretty damn well for the Sea Dragons, all right?
Pretty damn well for the Sea Dragons, but he was playing the DC Defenders, not even the DC Commanders. So
Defenders got defenders in their name, and those defenders are tough to play against.
But I just Zach Wilson, I do think, is at least maybe an upgrade there. I will say, though, Zach Wilson is one of the very worst quarterbacks we've seen of the 2020s. He entered the league in 2021. Since 2021, there have been 77 quarterbacks with at least 100 snaps. Zach Wilson ranks 69th, nice, in EPA per play. He ranks 68th in success rate, which is dreadful. And yes, Jarrett Stidham's not really good. By comparison, Jarrett Stidham ranks 35th in EPA per play during that span and 16th in success rate, which he's not a good quarterback. But I think pre-draft perception is really coloring how close of a competition this is. Jarrett Stidham hasn't played a lot, but when he's played, he's been a functional backup. Zach Wilson hasn't even been a functional backup. This is, I don't know. I think it's a fun, upside gamble, and he can be your backup if you don't draft anyone. He is the Spencer Rattler if you don't draft Spencer Rattler.
Oof. See, I think Spencer, I would feel safer with Spencer starting day one. And that's just because we've seen Zach Wilson play. And it's hard because he's played so poorly that it's there's no way for me to sugarcoat it. And it's hard because I think he has been put in a terrible situation. He deserves something better than what he got. But I think maybe more so than any quarterback we've seen in a long time, outside of maybe even Paxton Lynch, where he was the spot Zach Wilson was drafted in, cursed him. Like he was never a number 2 overall guy. And it was just weird expectations placed upon him. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody when, I don't think he was ready for an NFL roster, an NFL locker room, and the chaos that was the New York Jets and switching offensive coordinators every year. And just like you talk about leaders and things like that quarterbacks need to be. And this isn't even fair to Zach Wilson, but he's got that boyish look. Like even if he was a good leader, that's still like a hard sell in a locker room when you look like you're 16 still, going in NFL. Oh, fuck, Zach. I feel bad for him. I hope he learned something with the Broncos like he was supposed to with the Jets. But to me, when the Broncos pulled the trigger on that move, it like punched my soul. And it wasn't because the move is so bad, but it's because it really, really hit how bad the Broncos situation is for this season. Doesn't mean they can't change it quickly. Doesn't mean they can't get the quarterback in this draft, but it was like a moment going, fuck. We're in the let's take a flyer on Zach Wilson phase of our fan existence. Luckily, the Nuggets saved me that night. That they really changed my spirits. But it was the jerseys came out and they were just fine. The throwbacks were so good, and we're just like, why can't we just have this all the time? And then it was Zach Wilson. So thank the Christ for Jamal Murray and the Nuggets.
And like to the Paxton Lynch analogy that you started out there with, right? Paxton Lynch leaves Denver, bounces around the NFL a bit, goes to Seattle, doesn't make the final roster there, bounces to Pittsburgh, and is buried behind Devlin Duck Hodges. Like that's what we're talking about with Zach Wilson here. I don't think it's like, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a close battle with Jarrett Stidham unless he takes a considerable leap from the last version of Zach Wilson we saw. And I'm also not that concerned about it because I view it like I said it on our last show, but it's like the Sam Mustipher signing or one of these other signings the Broncos made that is like a low level placeholder signing that like right now it fills out your bare minimum needs to field an NFL roster. And the draft hasn't happened yet. If we're sitting here on like September 1st and the quarterback room really is Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson, I'll be a little more disappointed, but I think there's such a good chance they draft like even a Spencer Rattler. I think there's if they draft Spencer Rattler in the 3rd round, Zach Wilson is not making the final 53. Spencer Pratt in the 4th round, Zach Wilson is not making the final 53. I think
they'll
the bar
have
for him to be cut
QBs.
is so low.
I think they'll keep 3 just based on injuries and in like what we've seen last couple years. If you said September 1st, I'm talking April 27th. That's when I'm gonna freak out if they don't draft a quarterback. Because like if they don't take one, if they give us the we didn't want to trade up to get it, we didn't have the capital, the trade back situation didn't work, so we took a different position at 12, and then the guy we wanted just wasn't there in the 3rd. Then we know exactly what this upcoming season is. And it is, we are trying to draft our quarterback in 2025. There's no fooling anybody at that point, right?
I think that's.
Go ahead, Bree. Sorry.
I just think that's the direction that it goes, right? If they don't do that, then you're already setting yourself up for the expectation that 2024 is going to be hard to palate, and then you're going to move into 2025 hoping that they've filled in all the other gaps there to make a rookie quarterback successful. But I wanted to know, just out of pure curiosity, had they snuck in the Zach Wilson trade news in before 9 a.m., would you have felt better about all of it?
No,
it would have just compounded it.
Yeah.
It would have been a different order. It's like you want to get a kick in the shins and then a kick in the nuts, or a kick in the nuts and then a kick in the shins. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's going to yes, 2024 looks rough, especially if the quarterback room is Jarrett Stidham and Zach Wilson. 2024 is also going to look rough if it's Jarrett Stidham and Bo Nix, or Bo Nix and Zach Wilson. And that's someone who I'm saying that as someone who's not terribly low on Bo Nix. I'm not the biggest fan of him at 12, but it's just I don't know, a rookie quarterback.
That's
these guys
okay,
are
though.
often up and down. Drew Lock's rookie year that we were all losing our minds over was very meh, but it was he was a rookie. So that's why it was exciting. And I don't know. In 2024, also the roster's not very good. 2024 is probably going to be rough no matter what happens. Even if they drafted the new CJ Stroud, the rest of the roster is so bad that 2024 probably is going to be rough.
CJ Stroud's that good. He would elevate this roster.
Fair, but you get the point I'm saying. I don't think it's they signed Zach Wilson, so now we're screwed for 2024. You got screwed for 2024 when George Payton and ownership gave Russell Wilson that contract or traded for him. Yeah. You got screwed for 2024 when they went 2 drafts, adding no talented young contributors. That's when you got screwed for 2024. The seeds have been planted for this so long ago that I'm not freaking out about the Zach Wilson thing. That is the symptom, not the cause.
But I think there's a difference. I think that if they draft a quarterback, yes, your expectations for 2024 can be very low, and they should be. Dear God, for the first time, we should all have very low expectations for this team heading into a season. But if it's Bo Nix, if it's Penix, if it's JJ McCarthy, if it's somehow Drake Maye, if it's Rattler, you have the luxury of knowing that it's going to be rough, and that all you're hoping to see is a couple games where you start to go, you know what, that guy's got something. You don't even have to fucking win those games, but you have to believe that the guy they took is somebody that they can continue to build with. It's what Packers fans were hoping to see with Jordan Love, right? Their expectations were low, and things were pretty bad there early on for Green Bay. And then they went up. I don't expect it to be good like that, but I will ride through all of next season with a guy that I think they have targeted and feel good about versus the difference of going into 2024 without any of those guys, and we have to try and be one of the worst 3 teams to change our destiny. Because if Bo Nix plays well for you, say starting in December, and your record's crappy, and you're picking at 6 or 7, you're still in a good spot to upgrade your roster there versus, oh God, we got to be in one of the top 2 or 3 picks to take our next quarterback, right?
Yeah,
totally. But if Nix is good, right, then I think or if the Broncos staff believes he's good, I think they'll probably pick him at 12 or pick him somewhere in the first round, because it does seem if they pass on him, I'm going to be okay with that evaluation, because frankly, that evaluation matches what we're hearing from everyone else outside of Denver about Bo Nix, which is that he's not really worth that level of draft pick. And I don't know, look at the 2017 draft. 2017, there was Patrick Mahomes, right? And you know why the Broncos didn't even consider drafting him? Because they drafted Paxton Lynch. And for whatever short-term optimism Paxton Lynch gave you, it wasn't worth not even considering Josh Allen in 2018 or not even considering Patrick Mahomes in 2017. That was a costly opportunity cost because they were too early to take a questionable quarterback prospect. Don't make that same mistake again with Bo Nix. There's an opportunity. If you take Bo Nix in the first round and he doesn't look good, you're still probably going to hold out hope and maybe miss out on a quality 25 quarterback prospect that you actually like.
If they take a quarterback at 12 that is as bad as Paxton Lynch, they can rectify it the following season. That's why I'm fine with them taking.
What if it's as bad as
everybody's grades with Bo Nix or Penix being a day 2 guy versus a day 1 guy? I don't give a shit. If you like that guy, if the Broncos had a 2nd round pick, maybe they don't. So just take it at 12 if you have to.
Yeah.
Or there's the trade backs. Let's just get into doing some of these drafts so we can maybe see what happens. I'm going to just let Pro Football Focus, we're going to turn up randomness just a tiny bit here. And we'll see what lands here at 12.
Okay. Oh God, it's going to be something I hate.
All right, who went? Caleb, Jaden, Drake. Ooh, Rome. There's our randomness. JJ McCarthy's gone. There we go.
I mean, if this were to actually happen, I'm sprinting the card up for Marvin Harrison Jr. Bo Nix can no. If I will jump off the tallest building in Denver if they take Bo Nix over Marvin Harrison Jr. and Joe Alt. Joe Alt's the best tackle in this class. That would be a great foundational piece for a rebuild. Marvin Harrison Jr., the best wide receiver we've seen in a long time. If he's not a multiple-time All-Pro, it'd be incredibly disappointing. That's how good of a prospect he is. And Bo Nix is like a second-round quarterback that's going to get talked into the first round.
I think the randomness is too high. It makes me uncomfortable. The chaos is
turn
too
it down
high.
on the next one. Don't worry. Boom, we got Marvin Harrison Jr.
Damn, I was going to say Jerzon Newton. I'm just
we got an A+.
He wants to see me jump.
A+. All right, new mock draft. All right, that's a little too random. Here, I'll turn it down.
No, yeah, this is interesting to play with.
Let's go no randomness.
That's what she said.
Yeah, chalk it up.
All right, start the draft. All right, so.
Man, no randomness in Quinion Mitchell went 11th.
JJ, man.
That bodes not well whatsoever.
All right, Joey, I'm going to let you make this pick. What does your heart desire to do here at 12? You can make a pick, you can trade. Just tell me what to do.
I think your first option is trade. I think you'd want to trade down in this situation.
Okay. Look at all these teams that might be wanting to. Should we go with Pittsburgh and see if they want Cortland Sutton here?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's throw in Sutton as well as this.
Yeah, get some good picks. Get 20, 51, 84.
We get 12. What gives 51? 99%.
But if we're throwing in Sutton, I think you're going to get
throw in that 98.
Let's see how far this thing will let us get it. Can we throw in next year's first? Okay, so the second is no. But if we throw in Sutton,
23%. What about a third?
Okay.
You get a third rounder next year for Sutton. 51, is that a third rounder or
second round pick?
Is that late second? is it 63? Is that where the cutoff is?
I think it's so.
64.
64. It's 32 plus 32. Is that the math?
Yep.
I didn't know. I thought you were talking like a team's pick got revoked or something from them. I was like, maybe. Okay. Yeah, let's just throw in all their late picks too.
There we go.
This is a robbery.
I want to see it.
Offer trade. Boom. Resume draft. All right. Here we go. What are you doing at pick 20?
Let's see who's gone. Okay, Fatanu went, Byron Murphy went, Graham Barton went.
Mims is right there. Mims is right there.
I don't know. I mean, I think you'd probably still go defense, right? What would you do, Zach, Bree? What do you guys think?
Look at draft a player. I mean, DeJean's kind of interesting because the Broncos need DB help, and DeJean's he's a solid outside corner. Maybe he's a safety in the league, but the Broncos could maybe use either one of those. Latu, the edge. I mean, he wouldn't be where I'd go.
If we have two white corners, does that make us the best team in the league or the worst team in the league?
The most talked about. Why aren't we looking at offensive tackle when Mims is right there? He's slated to go around the 25th pick. I think that it's not that big of a jump to say that you trade it back and you get a high grade tackle.
Mims, I think, is a great pick. I think the best player on the board, though, again, my personal opinion, would be Brian Thomas Jr. I think he is so awesome. A little like shades of DK Metcalf, but I think he's a lot more dynamic after the catch. He's got a lot more wiggle to him. He's not as stiff, though he's that type of athlete. Big, 4.33 speed. And we just traded Cortland Sutton. The big problem with Brian Thomas Jr. is his play style is a little redundant with Cortland Sutton. He's this big downfield jump ball winner and red zone threat. And if you have Marvin Mims and Cortland Sutton and Brian Thomas Jr., I don't know, that's a lot of sameness. You get rid of Cortland Sutton and that, I don't know, it meshes together a lot better. This is your future X receiver. You just lost to I mean, your best weapon, your X receiver, you could replenish that with Brian Thomas Jr. I definitely say that or Mims. I'm with Bree on Mims.
So what about Knicks at this pick, though? If the Broncos trade down and pick up extra picks involved, trade down, and they like quarterback, how are we feeling now? Is Bo Nix a option for 20, or is he just not? We're not drafting him anywhere.
It's your choice, Joey. This is yours. This is up to you.
Okay. I would personally go Brian Thomas as well, because the Broncos did in this scenario just trade. They just did trade Cortland Sutton in this scenario. They need a wide receiver. I don't feel good.
Joey got an award.
What was that?
Joey got an award. It was a pop-up.
I don't feel comfortable with Bo Nix, rookie quarterback, throwing with literally no wide receivers.
Okay. For this to really work, we need 2 rounds, you know?
All right. Although I like...
You're on the
Okay,
clock.
go ahead. All right. Well, let's figure this out. Let's see if I have any good logic. Oh, we're already...
I haven't started it yet, but...
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, sure.
You trying to trade up or anything before I hit start?
No, I want this to be as clean and drama-free as possible.
Okay. No drama.
Okay. Obviously, McCarthy.
Yeah, so 4 quarterbacks are off. Brock Bowers to the Jets. A lot of people think that.
Awesome.
Now, you can pick at 12. You can try a trade back.
There's some pretty good tackles on the board, Bree.
I know, but for some reason now it feels like I should do the whole trading back scenario. But I'm like really bought in on going offensive lines.
Here's what I'd say, Bree. I'd say there's so many good offensive linemen, Bree. You can probably trade back and still feel pretty confident about getting one. That's what.
Well, I'm wondering. Yeah, is there any way to sort of to offer trades in which we can move back just a little bit and not a lot?
Yeah, there's the Saints right there at 14. I mean, they're moving up for a tackle, but
all of these teams are, I guess, interested in trading.
I like the idea that the Saints would give us 14. That's not necessarily that far of a move back, but I'm looking for somewhere between 14 and 20 to see where that ball falls. So are there any other teams that are looking to trade?
Seahawks?
Maybe.
Seahawks, maybe.
Screw
Bengals?
the
Bengals?
Where are the Bengals drafting?
18.
18.
You got the Rams, you got the Steelers.
I like the idea of 18 if we make that work. But that'll cost us, yes?
No, it costs that.
Against 18 and 49.
That seems fair to me. I mean,
what about a 4 next year? Start building up that draft chest for maybe a trade up in 2025 for a quarterback if we're not taking Knicks this year.
I like that. I like that a lot. I didn't even see. Look at me. I'm like, I'll take whatever you'll give me, and you guys are like, no, ask for more because we've got room. So yes, throw in another. Oh,
not accepted.
My first time as a GM, and I feel like rejected.
Yeah, we'll go a little cheaper.
There
we got a 5th rounder. Okay, so now you're going to be picking at 18.
Coop wanted me to ask for T. Higgins, and I blew that. Sorry, Coop. I was afraid of that. All right. Latu and Mims still right there. And because I was so strongly for it the first time, I'm going Mims here. I just feel good about that pick. Mims over everyone.
And now you're on the clock at pick 49.
Joey's skin would be crawling.
Give you this option.
Marius Mims hater.
You could get Rattler. You could get
I was gonna say. Okay.
Or
Penix is gone.
Man, Rattler at 49 sounds a lot better to me than Knicks at 20. I'll say
well, Persol is right there. I thought that was, a high hitting endeavor, but now you guys are gonna be worried you don't get a quarterback. Because I want to roll with Zach Wilson and see what happens. I'm here for the chaos. I'm here for the entire, building up the roster right now. So, yeah, I think, Perna wants to see what a trade would involve.
You could trade with the Steelers. You'd move back 2 spots and maybe get another second rounder here, right?
To 51. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Oh, they don't have a second rounder. No.
Well, then
Not going to do it. You got to draft somebody.
I do have to draft somebody.
Ricky Pearsall.
I like it.
I know.
And then you're setting up your future
Pearsall
quarterback up really nice. Like he complements Mims, and now that Sutton's not traded in this reality, complements those two skill sets really well. And then you can plug a quarterback in 2025. Go, hey, we've got his 2 tackle sets with some crazy mammoths and 3 pretty good wide receivers for him to throw to. I like that.
I just feel like that is the direction that I want to go, and mostly because everyone wants a quarterback, and I'm not going to do it. So yeah, Pearsall.
What grade did you just earn?
A C average.
Ooh. C
Great
plus
job,
and an
Ricky.
A. That's a B.
That's fair. That's I'll take that.
All right, Zach, you're
I
on
like
the
the
clock.
Amarius Mims pick.
You too.
Let's do it.
What are you doing?
I'll do the trade down for a Nick strategy. We haven't done that yet. Can discuss it some.
What
Let's see
about the
what we
trade up
got
for May
here.
strategy, Zach? I thought that was more your speed.
That is more my speed, but I think we gotta. Maybe you do that on your turn pre-draft. Because it does seem like maybe you could fall to 4 with the latest buzz. But anyways, yeah, let's look at what the Saints got here. I might trade down multiple times. I might just really load up his war chest. Let's go down 14 to the Saints and ask for 45 and their second rounder next year.
Oh, we get our Sean
What?
Payton pick back.
Yeah, get the Sean Payton pick back.
Oh,
no, there's
really,
no way.
New Orleans? Fuck
There's
you.
no, it's,
Forced it. All right.
All right. I like it. I like it. No, Sean Payton called in a favor.
Yeah, he said, "You give me
He
that
had some
pick,
photos.
or
He
I'm
had some
going to
photos of
expose you."
Mickey.
I just want you guys to know that the grandizer in the chat is just saying, let Bree do what she wants. We can't be too critical. And so, like, I have, someone supporting me over there in the corner.
Oh yeah, let's get some Seahawks picks too, Zach. That seems fair.
I'm all for it. Let's go. Let's take 16. Let's go 81. Yeah. 80%. Oh, geez.
Wow.
Fuck you, Seattle.
Brandon's
Okay.
working through some stuff.
There we
Yeah.
is there
All right,
another team we
so-
don't like?
We've got a lot of picks.
The Rams
now,
dropped 50 on us on Christmas.
What's that?
The Rams dropped 50 on us for that one Christmas. I felt like that was a nasty Christmas present. Maybe they give us a nice Christmas present
Oh yeah.
while we're in this realm.
And you're giving us. You don't like first rounders. We'll take it next year. Thank
Sweet.
you, LA.
Money, man, this rebuild is looking pretty nice right now. All right, at this point, we talked about. How about let's talk about some Graham Barton? I know Joey's a big fan. Or no, I talked about the trading down for Knicks. I'll be a man of my word. Let's take Nick.
No, you can take whoever you want.
No,
You've got all these
we should talk about a trade down for Bo Nix because I do think that's maybe the most likely draft outcome right now. And like the singular draft outcome, I'd probably take the field over it. But I don't know. It seems like the Broncos really, really like Bo Nix. They've spent a lot of time with him. I think there's definitely some appealing things there. Like he's got the necessary physical traits to have some upside, and there's flashes of him processing on tape. I just think he's so old for a quarterback prospect, and he's played so much football, and you still have like a lot of processing questions about him. And some of that is like the offense he played in, but some of it is the moment things start to break down, he panics like in the worst way possible. He is not Jamal Murray.
Isn't that all of us?
When
We all
the
panic,
lights
Zach.
get bright, he's missing that wide open 3. So yeah.
So what are you
I just
doing
think-
here?
I'm
Tell me who
taking
you're
Bo Nix. I'm
picking.
taking Bo Nix. That's my evaluation of Bo Nix. I'll take him
Zach
to
went
make
through all the
people happy.
reasons of why he wouldn't. All right, we're taking Bo Nix.
You got
I know some people want it, so I'll satiate.
him
that.
at 45. You got him at 40 or 52, maybe. Do you want to risk
All right,
it?
let's see. Let's roll the dice. Let's go Graham
What
Barton.
would Zach do? That's what I want. I
I'd
want
take
what
Graham
you would do.
Barton here. Let's get a mauler for the offensive line. A la
Alright.
Bree. Maybe this guy gives you an A+ center year 1.
Ugh.
Joey, give us the Graham Barton hype. I know you're a Graham Barton guy.
Yeah, he played tackle in college. He has really short arms, so he's going to move inside. to guard, but everyone loves Jared Verse at the beginning of the draft, and Graham Barton really kicked his butt in college at tackle. He's going to be a really, really good interior lineman, whether at guard or center in the NFL, and even a pinch tackle. He's going to be really good across the line. Yeah.
Well, you lost Nix. Lost Penix.
Oh, we needed that. Thank you, Zach.
Damn it. God damn it. I like Rattler. I said it when it was Bree's turn, I think. I like Rattler at 45, or I think it was 49 when it was Bree. But I like Rattler at 45 a lot better than I like Bo Nix at 20.
But are any of these guys you like more at 45?
If I didn't have
pick at 52 here, so that's not.
If I didn't have McMillan, I'd be losing my mind for Sainstrill. I think he's really awesome. We already talked about Ricky.
Can I see all the other defensive players available just to satiate my curiosity?
Where's defense? No, I can't.
They don't list it like that. All right. I was interested in cornerbacks.
Jenkins could be some nice beef up front. Chris Braswell's an interesting option. Let's go. Okay, let's go Malachi. They got Rook. Let's go Rook. Or
this guy.
Yeah. Fun tweener type. Beef up the defensive line, maybe the pass rush some. That defensive front needs some bodies 100%. He'd help get the pass rush a good bit better. And look, I can still get Spencer Rattler at 52. Same things I said about Bo Nix. I mean, he played in more of a pro style offense. I think his tape's a lot less impressive. Or I don't know, but it's less gaudy, but it's more like real football. And I don't know. I think it's easier to project. I like Spencer Rattler pretty similarly to how I like Bo Nix. I don't think he's like a special athlete or anything, but I don't know if he's finally matured. I could see Sean Payton making him a solid quarterback.
They don't like your Rook pick, but not bad. All right. Now it's my turn. You guys didn't even think of this. And I'll give you next first. I'm going to force this trade. Oh, wait, I forgot. I fucked up my own plan. No!
You forgot to turn in the trade.
So
this is devastating. What are we going to do?
All right. That's what I'll do. I'll just take Penix at 12.
Okay.
Happy. Look at this. What grade did I get? D+. Oh, God. I took a quarterback that I might like. All right. Let's try this one more time.
See, it's a good grade, though, I got to say.
Start? No, wait. Oh, yeah. Let me get this trade.
That was close.
That
was close.
Almost took your hand off the chess piece.
Force trade. Start draft.
And we're taking Bo Nix with this pick, correct?
Taking Spencer Rattler 1.
Yeah.
I would say with the recent
Broncos,
with the recent buzz with Jaden Daniels at 2, it sounds like the Patriots might be trading out of 3. It might be JJ McCarthy at 3. I don't know if the Drake Maye's the one guy. The Broncos are not in a position to do it, but I would sell the farm to go up and get Drake Maye. I think he's pretty damn
What's
remarkable.
The farm, Zach? Tell me what the farm exactly is. I want you to line it up for me.
I think it'd be first round picks for sure. It's going to be your 2 first round picks at least, probably your second next year. You can go 3 years out, so it's going to be 3 firsts, probably a couple seconds. That's probably the starting point.
We'll add a little bit of randomness.
Not giving you what you want, Bree. Although I think that might even be the better option. But
oh God,
we're at 4. Okay, so I control the Cardinals' destiny.
There we go. Drake Maye falling to 4.
So that would be a situation that would get me excited for a trade up, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, who wants to trade? Oh, yeah, the Broncos aren't interested. Pro Football Focus. Wrong.
They really took that randomness thing to heart, man.
Maybe it's going to be a post-draft trade.
Yeah, right.
What do we got to give him? Next year's first?
They're not interested in trading for the pick. It said that when you just asked for 12 for 4. It was like, nah. We're on that Bo Nix train.
We're not living in reality to make the trade. We're just getting there. All right, forced it. Man,
Live your Delulu fantasies, Perna.
This would be ideal. Drake Maye. How much more excited would you guys be? Are any of you JJ McCarthy over Drake Maye people? That's what I need to know.
I'm not. No, I don't think. Bree, are you?
I was thinking about it, and only because I think I was so high on JJ McCarthy and how Sean Payton viewed him that, yeah, I think I would be and could be but I could be convinced for Maye over McCarthy. But I think, yeah, I would say McCarthy.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh man, I crushed it for the Cardinals. Dang.
I mean, the way we're making these trades and making these amazing drafts, you wonder why these idiots and the Broncos aren't doing it. It's out of control.
Do the Broncos know how easy drafting is?
Yeah. Do they not have a draft simulator? Like, it's crazy.
All right.
They should try it sometime.
Yeah.
This is what I would really do. I would really draft Bo Nix or Michael Penix at 12. I don't know which guy Sean Payton would actually like.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both are good.
I think Bo Nix makes more sense for Sean Payton.
You know, that's what everybody says.
Michael Penix is like the let it fly guy. Like, I do think there's some Russell Wilson-ness to his game. Like, I think that's honestly a better comp for like Jaden Daniels, but like, he wants to go for the deep shot downfield. He's not a guy who's going to like work the intermediate part of the field or work between the numbers.
Sure.
And I think like,
do you think does that mean that he can't, or is that did he just take advantage of the strength of the offense he had at Washington?
I think some of it is, I think a lot of it is the offense. Like, it was a air raid, like kind of funky offense with 3 NFL caliber receivers. So I think that's a valid point. I do think what we've seen them display, and I wouldn't say that Michael Penix couldn't do it, but if we're talking about between those two as quarterback prospects for the Broncos, I think Bo Nix has shown more, or what he's done is more projectable to what Sean Payton would ask him to do. But I don't know. Like, even then it's tough because it's like that offense is so goofy that like what you've seen that aligns with Sean Payton is pretty small sample. I don't think it'd be that ridiculous if they went Penix over Nix. So
I didn't realize the Seahawks were so favored for Penix. So they're favored at a plus 550. The Broncos are at a plus 650. So I honestly think they go in that direction. I think that's inevitably what happens.
The Broncos are minus money for Bo Nix, at least last time I saw, which is absolutely crazy.
And Seattle's OC was Washington's play caller last year. So there's like obvious ties to Seattle for Penix or Fatanu, or there's a ton of good Washington players. Yeah, coming out this year. So yeah, I mean, I would be shocked, honestly, if Seattle didn't draft a Washington football player.
This is what I think will ultimately happen. I don't think the Broncos are going to be able to offer what it takes to move up to grab one of their guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Steelers, if they're actually interested in Cortland Sutton, that becomes that's fascinating to me, because I kind of want to see Sutton go play with Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh and them win just enough games with Russell Wilson to be in the exact hellscape that we currently are. Because Sutton was so good last year for Russ. If I got to blame somebody for taking us out of the area where we could draft a quarterback we really want, it's Cortland Sutton.
Yeah,
and it's a compliment. Like, I was rewatching some of his stuff just like this last week. I was like, dear God, and we all know he had the big catches, the touchdowns, but some of the other catches he was making during games, it was ridiculous. And his numbers weren't crazy, but he was fucking good. So I'm mad at him for not giving himself a better quarterback in this draft.
Yeah.
But I think they'll trade back. Maybe it is the Rams. Maybe it is the Steelers. I think Sean Payton might be more interested in Michael Penix than we think. But let's just do what we all believe is going to happen. The Broncos trade back. Then they draft Bo Nix in the first round. They recouped a little bit of value. They have a second-round pick now. And then everybody wants, if Brock Bowers falls to them at 12, okay? Well, I did a video about how first-round tight ends and tight ends drafted very high rarely work out, and that the best tight end in this draft is probably one of the other dudes. So I'm taking one of the other dudes. I know nothing about him, but he's going to be the next Gronk or Tony Gonzalez. And I just saved our team. So this is not an A. I am canceling my subscription to Pro Football. Oh, it's an A. There you go. You're safe. Keep taking my money.
I love how it was just a random tight end. You closed your eyes, you spun in circles, and you pinned the tail on I don't even know, Jatavian Sanders. There you go.
Yeah. I've heard his name before.
Texas. It works perfectly with what the Broncos roster is presently doing, the Texas Saints. So we're good. We're safe.
Yeah, be what Sean Payton wants, like a nice big move tight end. Interesting prospect. I could see it.
That's how you draft, baby. You don't think too much about it.
Yeah, you probably have similar results, honestly.
If you were like a coach / GM combo and you were kind of on, say, the hot seat, why not just approach your final draft like that?
If I was a coach on the hot seat,
research.
No, if I'm a coach GM,
draft off a PFF board.
I'm trading every future pick. I'm doing a Ricky Williams trade. I'm trading every future pick for the guy I want.
Oh, you're burning it down.
Yeah. Fire me and see who wants this job. Use that, because every now and then you hear like, oh, they might not want to fire this guy because it might be hard to hire a replacement. You know, it might be bad optics or whatever. Put them in that situation where they're worried about firing you because they won't be able to find a replacement. Just burn it down.
Looking for a job. I don't know if they'd have a hard time.
Responsibility number one is keep the job. Responsibility number two is win games. That's NFL.
If I had
just wants to throw darts in the air.
If I had Peyton Manning as a quarterback or like Mahomes, that's how I would approach it as a GM. I would do no research. Just go with my gut on draft day, because honestly, you're probably going to hit on two guys, and that's all you really need. Two guys every draft. Easy.
Yeah. The PFF board has to have two guys right at my pick. And that's what I'm drafting off of.
The Broncos just need to get one guy this draft.
Yeah, right. True.
All right. Are you guys going to be live during the draft too, right?
Yes, sir.
Cool.
Yes, we are. We're going to be live.
We're going to be live streaming. Sorry, Joey.
Yeah, all good. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Yeah, we're going to be live at the Rock. It's a bar in Aurora. We're going to be recording live there, live streamed. And then it's also going to, if you guys want to be there, you guys can come. And we're going to do call-in from everybody from Let's Talk Broncos. Mario's going to be there. It's going to be a really good time.
Nice.
Yeah. Pern is pounding the gummies at the end of the show. But yeah, show up to the Rock.
Beef jerky. I'm hungry. All right, so go subscribe to Let's Talk Broncos. They'll be live during the draft. I'll be live during the draft. I'll try and remind people to go check you guys out during the draft. It's very cool that you're going to be doing something at a place. I don't know what that's like. I'm just in the basement. Godspeed. May the football gods bless this team.
Emphasis on May.
They have not